All right, hey everybody, thanks for coming to watch one of our coaches videos. This is great for if you want to practice some basic martial arts for yourself to see what's going on, or if you want to be able to help your child in classes. Today we're trying to accomplish two things. We're going to go over a basic fighting stance, and then we're also going to go over a front kick. Now to be able to do that, you're going to need a couple things for me. One, you need to have some loose clothes that you can move in, right? So it's, workout shorts, whatever it is. For us, we wear our uniforms because, well, they're designed for us to move it. Second thing, you need a little bit of space around you, right? If you can go like this, if you're hitting anything, a chair, a child, something like that, you're going to need to move it, right? So if you need to pause a thing, move to a different room, or move that furniture or that child out of the way. All right, and from here we're going to be getting ready for our basic warm-up, and just so we can do our moves safely. Our real training, we do a quick warm-up. Right? It's important before you do anything, just so you don't hurt yourself. We have 3 instructors here, right? And we're going to just be at 3 different angles so you can see things from a few different directions. So you'll get yourselves turned around. All right, we're going to start off really basic. We're going to just bring alternating knees just like this. So let's get started. All right, we're going to do this for about 20 seconds. Right? Now as you're going here, right, make sure you breathe. That's important. Right? And you go a little faster if you want, but you may not feel up to that right now, so you can go like this. It's okay too, right? Just get moving. Right, as we get ready for our next move, we're going to bring our feet back like we're kicking ourselves in the behind. Right? See pretty clearly, this is Sensei David. He's kicking himself in the butt. He's facing that way today, right? So you get that view, right? And over here, this is Sensei Mark. You've probably met both of them anyway, right? And you get the side view from him, right? It's important for just getting a little blood flow in those hamstrings because we're going to be using that muscle. Now from here, we're going to be doing a little bit of a side-to-side movement. I'm going to shuffle one way and then shuffle the other. Right? It doesn't matter which way you go first. Right? It's just warm-ups. Right? And again, you can go a little farther, or you can keep it small, just like that. And if you're breathing a little bit, that's good. That's what we want. And time. Now, from here, we're going to do a couple quick stretches. Right, if you don't feel warmed up, you want to keep going a little bit, go ahead and do so. Just pause this, but otherwise we'll get to our stretches. We're going to start right leg in front for you. I'm mirroring, so I have my left leg in front. Front leg is straight. We're just going to stretch down. Feel a little stretch in your hamstring. That's this muscle right over here. So leaning forward, if it burns a little bit, it's good. Burns a lot, it's bad. Right? Now as you go to exit, you're going to bend your front knee. You'll stand up, and we'll switch to the other side. Right? So you got your left leg in front, and stretch down. Good, and again, it's important to stretch just a little bit. If you need more stretching time, go ahead. We'll be here. Pause the thing. All right? And as we're ready, we'll bend our knee, and we'll stand on up. All right, for our next stretch, you may want to have something to hold on to because this does require a little bit of balance. But what you can do is you can grab something, grab your ankle behind your back. Right? As you can see here, my foot is straight behind me. I don't want it off to the side. Right? And you can look over here with Sensei David. He's grabbing his ankle, not his toes. Right? And he's holding the wall. That's perfectly fine. You don't need a balance challenge. Release. Do the same thing on the other side. Right? And again, you can see with Mark grabbing his ankle. Right? Foot straight behind him. You don't want to crook it because that puts torque into your knee. Right? And you're trying to stretch the muscle right in the front of your leg. Okay? Between those two, you should be all prepared for our coaching routine that's coming up in just a second. Okay, so we're going to be going over a really basic stance, fundamental for most of our striking. We're going to be doing a fighting stance, right? When we do our fighting stance, we're going to start feet pretty much together, hands kind of casual, right? You take one foot, your right foot, you step off to the side where it's a comfortable distance, and you take that same leg and you step backwards a comfortable distance. Really important that you just feel balanced and comfortable. Then you're going to bring your hands up right by your chin. Right? Basically like you could knock on your chin, though. That starts to hurt a little bit, so don't do that too many times. Right? So we'll come back and we'll do that again. Right? Basic fighting stance. Take your right foot step to the side. Take your right foot step back. Bring your hands up. Bend your knees. Bounce a couple times. Right? Just feel like you're under control. Do it one more time, a little quicker. Right foot out. Right foot back. Hands up. That's our fighting stance. We're going to do it on the other side, so come back together. Take your left foot, step off to the side. Take your left foot, step back. Hands are up. Right? And again. To the side, step back, hands up. Just move a little bit, see that you feel balanced. If you can't move at all, you're probably doing this wrong. All right, come back one more time, and step out, step back, hands up. Good. All right. Now, we'll just go one movement. Instead of taking the step to the side and then step back, it's just going to be here. Boom. All right, so right leg, step back, hands up. Good. Feel pretty balanced. Good. Come back. Do it again. Ready? Step back, fighting stance. Good. One more time, and step back, fighting stance. Good. All right, now we're going to do the other side. Same idea. Step back. Good. And come back. And step back. And come back. And step back. Good. Now we're just going to switch immediately. So switch your legs. Now you can jump like I just did, or you can step like this. Either one works. So just switch a couple times. It doesn't matter if you're on the same side as me, right? We're just switching, and each time you're just trying to see, do I feel balanced? Do I feel like I'm falling over? Do I have this twisted leg thing? That's a bad sign. Are my feet really close together? Just a little bit apart, right? And just keep moving. Your own pace, a few more seconds, because we want this to be really natural. Right? We want to come back to this position over and over again after our kicks, and we're trying to hone in on it right now. Just keep switching. A few more seconds. Good, and stop. All right, so that's the basic fighting stance. Pretty easy, right? And now we're ready to move on to the next thing. So now that we have the basic stance down, as we're working our way to doing a kick, we're actually going to start off with the knee. So we're all going to get kind of in our angle so you can see what we're doing, right? I start my fighting stance. My foot is kind of pointed a little bit that way, right? As I go to do it, it's going to open up, right? So actually, I'll match you. So I have my left leg in back. You have your right leg in back, right? And as I go to knee, I open, bring my knee up, and come back. All right, so let's get moving. So we open, bring your knee up, come back. Open, bring your knee up, come back. Right? And after each open, you also do the close. Right? So foot closes, foot's open. Right? By doing this, it takes pressure off my base knee so I don't hurt myself. Also, as you're doing this, you're not trying to go super high. Right? For most kicks for beginners, we encourage you to try and go about as high as your own waist. So if you're jumping up in the air, going crazy, it's a little excessive. Just keep it nice and controlled. All right, so now we're going to switch to the other side. Same basic concept. You have your left leg in back, open, bring up my knee, and come back. Let's do it. Open, bring up knee, come back. Open, bring up knee, come back. Now, as you're doing this, the next point to discuss is a little bit about how you breathe, right? When you strike out, you breathe out. So it's like this. Now I'm exaggerating a little bit, right? More natural looks like this. Right? And if you feel like you want to go faster, you can go a little bit faster. Or if you want to go a little bit slower, that's okay. Right? Just keep moving. And good. All right, so that's enough knees as we get ready to do our front kicks. Okay, so we've worked our way up to that long-awaited front kick, right? We're going to get set up the same way we've been doing, right? You have your right leg in back, I've got my left leg in back, right? Now, just watch the first one. I'm going to go to kick, I open, just like we did with that knee before, right? My leg comes up like I did that knee before, and then my foot's just going to flick out and come back. So it looks sort of like this, nice and fluid. So we're going to get started doing our front kicks. I can move over a little bit so Mark doesn't hit me, right? And let's go, right? Nice and easy. Now, as you're kicking, don't worry about height. You want to kick about as high as your stomach, right? Higher belts, brown belts, they'll kick up at their head height if they're stretched out and they're warmed up, right? But for you, kicking right here is probably a good idea, right? And if you feel any kind of tension in your hamstring, you feel like, oh, it's barking at me, well then, you should kick lower, right? You can kick down here. That's okay, you're still just getting the form down, the basic concept of how to do the front kick. All right, now we're going to switch our legs. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, open and kick. All right, now as you're kicking, one thing you don't want to do on a front kick is fully extend your leg. You can probably see this a little bit with Mark. Mark's bending his knee just a little bit. He uses his hamstring to pull back so his foot doesn't just flick out completely, right? It's a little bit of fine-tuning stuff, but it's important for keeping yourself safe. So we'll keep going. We'll finish up, right? Hopefully you've been kicking. I had to teach, but you should be kicking, right? We're kicking a few more seconds. Good. And let's get one more for good luck. Fantastic. All right, so everybody, thanks for coming out to watch our training video on how to do that front kick and those basic stances, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.